we about to head into the summer season. All right. So with that being said, you got to be on the lookout for a lot of folks. You know, your normal, regular boosters, on top of, people that have that narcissistic type mentality, people that are pathical, logical liars. You feel me? People gonna be trying to blow smoke up your ass all day, every day. Now, before I left, you feel me? My bad for being MIA. We was talking about internals. And so I had a few internal issues that I had to deal with myself, believe it or not. So when it come down to these internals, I will say this. You got to watch the people that are close to you a lot closer, a lot more than you would somebody that is external, whether that is in your personal life or it's in the workplace. Because if you are losing merchandise left and right, if people are hitting you in a different type of way that nobody else couldn't hit you unless they knew certain things, you got to start from the inside first, because that's where it starts. It starts from the inside. And so when it comes down to these internals, you got to keep your eyes open. Now, I could teach you and I could share the game with you all day on what to look for and how to catch these no good motherfuckers, man. But y'all got to put in the legwork and make it happen. Now, I do understand that these companies, they got their policies, and if y'all go outside the policy, then you will be terminated. Now, let me say this. After just talking to a few team members and a few, co-workers and ex-co-workers, is that the company, the corporation does not give a fuck about us. They don't. And that's just the way it is. Y'all know that they will replace us at any minute, at any given time, for any reason or no reason at all. Whenever they feel like they done with us, they will get rid of us. Take it from me. I know firsthand. Now, I was talking to a team member at Target, and she was putting me on game about one of the APAs that they had there. And she was telling me that this female APA had went out to try to make an apprehension on a push out. And she followed the policy to the T. She tried to stop them. They evaded the apprehension. She disengaged. And when they disengaged, they told the female APA that they was going to be waiting for her when she got off of work. Now, in my experience, I've had many people tell me the same exact thing. So after they told her that, she gets off of work, and guess what happens? They beat the bricks off of that female, man. They beat the bricks off of her, man. Sent her to the hospital. Got a large medical bill, you feel me, from the hospital. And that ain't even the worst part. The worst part about this story is this. She came back into work a couple days later. They called her into the office and fired her for no reason. She was the victim. Target Corporation fired her for doing her job and following the AP09 to the T. Now, a motherfucker like me, I understand why a lot of companies will let me go, because a nigga like me, I don't play by the rules just because I know things like this and I know what they gonna do. And I know because the color of my skin, they gonna come at me. They gonna find a reason to try to get rid of me. They gonna nick and pick. You know what I'm saying? They gonna nitpick, every day, all day. So I expect it, when it comes down to me. But for a female APA to do her job, try to stop a push out, try to save they punk ass merchandise, get assaulted, go to the hospital, and then lose her job on top of that, should tell you everything that you need to know about these corporations. So everybody that's out there trying to play it safe, don't get it twisted. You playing it safe could now get you fired, which don't make no sense at all. It makes no sense to me at all. In today's era of the AP game, you can follow the AP09 to the T, disengage after they evaded from you. And you could be fired. And the only reason why they fired her is because of liability issues or reasons. They scared that they gonna get sued. Why? And my question is, why do they feel like they gonna be sued when these people done walked out the store with unpaid for merchandise? Why are they in fear that they might be sued when these people done came into the store and committed a crime? See, it's situations like that is why I don't play by their rules. It's the same reason why I take the risk that I do. Because I know this, because I see it. You feel me? I see it from a mile away. I got that eagle vision. You feel me? You got to be able to see situations before they even happen from miles away. You know what I mean? Before situations unfold, before situations get worse, you got to be able to see this shit from a mile away. That's what makes a great APA. You feel me? So when it comes down to grabbing and snatching these internals, you're going to have to take risk. You're going to have to take risk. And that's all there is to it. Because like I just told you, you could be fired even if you follow AP09. All because of the corporation's fears. Fears, like whatever fear that may be. One of them being sued for whatever reason. And because they in fear of being sued, you now skating on thin ice. You walking on eggshells. Just so they can save their asses, so they can protect their brand and their reputation. And honestly, this is why they are going through the stuff that they're going through now. Especially Target. Losing over $15 billion in sales because of the way that they treat people. Their own people, their hourly associates, the people that's doing the dirty work for them. And then at the end of the day, they get rid of them and then they try to replace them with somebody else, or they do replace them with somebody else. You feel me? So it's like, you got to take risk. I wouldn't be here in front of this camera giving y'all the game if I had not took the risk that I've taken all these years that I've been in the game. Because I've seen this from a mile away. I've seen how they move. I've seen how they work. I've seen how they, write reports and use their verbiages. And, I've seen it all. But, I sit back in the back. I mind my business. I make a mental note of it and I keep moving. And that's how you got to be in the workplace. Do not trust nobody in the workplace when it comes to management. when it come to management, I wouldn't trust nobody as far as you could throw them, man. For real, because when it's all said and done, they will get rid of you for a petty reason or no reason at all. So, going back to the internal game. When you are losing money, you're losing merchandise at a high rate, you got to start from the inside. And after talking to one of the Eagle family members, I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. One of the telltale signs that somebody is stealing from the store, and I believe that I mentioned this before in previous video. When somebody start complaining or they're telling another coworker or a customer about their life's problems, how they struggling with bills, how they struggling to pay, rent, car note, phone bill, keeping food in the house, this and that. Most of the time, that's a telltale sign that they are an internal or about to become an internal. Because when people go through things like that, people make bad decisions. Doesn't make them bad people, but people make bad decisions. So if you ever hear anybody on the flow, I don't care what position they in, from cart pusher all the way to store manager, you feel me? Even though store managers make bread, but we'll say assistant managers, right? So anybody that's complaining about life's problems, keep your eye on them. That is a telltale sign that they are about to be an internal if they're not an internal already. That's one of the telltale signs. Keep your eyes open. You're not going to catch a lot of internals if you sit in the office. Even if you watching all my videos. Look, if you in the office all day, 8 hours a day, you're not going to catch many internals. You got to be boots on the ground because them cameras do not have audio on them. You need to be able to move around, be in the back room, be on the sales floor, and you need to be able to listen and hear conversations, hear packages open up. You need to be able to see how people are acting, body language, mannerisms. You know what I mean? You only gonna be able to tell if you are walking the floor. You're not gonna be able to tell by just looking at a camera, because it just hit different when you are walking the floor and you see something that make your eyebrow go up and you like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he just do what I think he just did? You know what I'm saying? Or you might just overhear something that two coworkers is talking about, and as soon as they see you, they shut up. Red flag. You know what I mean? So you got to be on the sales floor, walking the floor if you gonna catch anybody. You might catch a few if you the type to sit in the office all day, and if you're doing audits on the registers, you might catch a couple here and there. But if you gonna have an impact and you gonna be effective, you need to be on the sales floor. Period. And I'm gonna tell you straight like that. Now, it's getting hot. So wear comfortable clothes, wear comfortable shoes, stay hydrated, and be on the sales floor. People need to see you moving around. People need to see you moving around. And like I've told y'all before, when people see you moving around, they see you, having an impact. They see you bringing in bodies. People will start waking up. And then people will start helping you catch people, whether it's external or internally. You got to utilize that whole store. I promise you, a lot of the internals that I got, some of the coworkers put me on. Hey, you need to watch so-and-so. They left out of here with this, or they came in with this bag empty and then they walked out with it full. You know what I mean? You need to get out there and rub elbows. You feel me? Start chopping it up and making yourself known to the people inside of that store and let them know that you there and that you mean business. Period. But you're not gonna catch nobody if you sitting in the office 8 hours a day, drinking your Starbucks and playing on your phone. And like I just told you, you're gonna have to take risk. You're gonna have to take risk. Like, this is part of the game. This part of the game. And my mindset has always been, look, every time I went in for a shift, I shit you not, God strike me down right now if I'm lying. Every day I went in for a shift, I always told myself, today gonna be my last day. Today gonna be my last day. Because every day that I went in for my shift, I was coming with intention of setting the tone. And I was not bullshitting. So if that meant I had to get down with a shoplifter so that I could send a message to everybody else, this is what's gonna happen if you steal from this store, then that's the message that I'm gonna send. And I put my job on the line every single day because there was some type of way I was violating policy. And I don't care what nobody say. People gonna be in the comments, well, that's why you got fired, and you don't need to be in AP. I don't give a fuck. Look, I made impact the way that I made impact because of the way that I do it. And can't nobody do what I do the way that I do it. You feel me? My work speak for itself. My work speak for itself. Until this day, when I walk into these stores, people know who I am. People still giving me the game. They giving me, who they new APAs are and, if they APAs is really about it or not. Oh, this APA soft. They scared. All they do is sit in the office. I hear this every time I go into the store. When you coming back? You know what I mean? Like, the people, they talk. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I don't care what store I go into. People that I don't even know come up to me and be like, I heard about you. I don't know them. Never seen them a day in my life. But they know about me because of the word of mouth, because of the impact that I've had. And that's what being in AP is all about. It's about making an impact. And if you're going to make an impact, you can't be scared. You got to stand on business and you got to walk the sales floor. And sometimes you're going to have to take risk. You're going to have to take risk. And the more that you get your team to ride with you and have your back, the more risk you can take because your store got your back. From the cashiers to the cart pushers to the unloaders to the assistant managers. You feel me? When they got your back, you clear to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too crazy, but you good to do what you need to do to be effective. Because going into the summer season, the heat is going to rise. And all these fentanyl smokers, I promise you, these people are getting out of hand. They getting out of hand. And they hella combative. They hella combative. And every time I see one of these motherfuckers, I want the smoke. Every time I see one of them, I want to smack the shit out of them. Because I know that they are the primary reason why we will never have a 24-hour store. People will say, oh, no, that's not true. That is true. That is why my store stopped being a 24-hour Walmart. Because of theft. Because of boosters coming in at night. Going out the front door. Going out the fire exits. And then in today's era, these fentanyl smokers, oh, they coming in. And they ready to bang with whoever try to stop them. Because they know that we can't put hands on them. But let me tell you What? If I was in the game today and one of these fetty heads tried to get out the door with something, I'll just meet him right outside the door in a blind spot. And then whatever happened, happened. But I promise you, they will not return to my store. Because I would be giving these niggas the blues left and right. So, if you want to have an impact, you want to be effective, you need to be on the sales floor. Have your eyes open, keep your ears open, be listening, be watching, be observing. Internals, you got to be on them, be listening to conversation, eavesdrop on these niggas, ear hustle. Pick up on some of what they, talking about and put two and two together. Sometimes you're not going to get what you want directly. Sometimes you got to read in between the lines and put two and two together. Real talk. Put two and two together, start an investigation, and just keep observing whoever you're watching. And as time goes along, they will slip up. Every dog has its day. Every dog has its day. Trust and believe me. So, go out there, be effective. The heat is rising. The tempers the temper tantrums is at an all-time high. And it's only to deter you from doing your job. It's only to deter you from keeping observation. But don't let none of that deter you from doing your job, because the moment you let that deter you is the moment they're going to keep coming back into your store, and it's going to be a long summer. I promise you. And y'all going to lose hella money. And I promise you, look, these corporations don't give a fuck about you and I. They don't. They will replace us in a hot minute. Just like I just told you about that female AP. She did everything right, and they still fired her, which pisses me off. It pisses me off because, like, I know this is who they are. Like, they lie and they tell us in orientation about they punk ass core values and all that, but they not really about them values that they talking about. It just sound good. It just sound good. They all about they reputation and their brand, and whatever they got to do or say to protect that brand and that reputation that they have, they will do. There's nothing that they won't do. There's nothing that they won't say to protect it. So I'm telling you, you got to take risk. Every day I put my job on the line. I put my job on the line every single shift, whether I was at Walmart or whether I was at Target, because I know how they get down. I know who they are. I've been and heard some of these conversations that management be having with each other when they in the offices. You know what I mean? I've heard it. So I know what they gonna do before they even do it. You feel me? So y'all got to get out here and be serious about it. A lot of people out here just playing with it. And that's why a lot of stores is losing money. But I'm telling you, the way these stores is losing money, your coworkers are losing hours. They cutting these hours in half. Full-timers are now part-timers. These DEI programs, the DEI boycott that they've been having, then took a toll on the people that work for these companies. This is how they retaliate against the employees that work for these corporations. They start slashing and cutting people's hours. Now it's hard for these people to feed their families and pay their bills. See, look, it ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. I don't rock with these corporations. I never have, I never will. I rock with the people. You feel me? That's why I'm always 10 toes down. This is why I'm always walking the sales floor. It ain't really so much about the merchandise. It's about the people that I'm working next to. And that's a real leader in the workplace. You got to understand, being an AP, we are leaders. We are part of management. We do make decisions on the theft side, on the merchandise side. If somebody's trying to come in and do a return fraud, we are treated like managers, even though we don't get paid like managers. We are leaders. So go out there and lead. Stop being scared. Walk the sales floor. You want to be effective? Walk the sales floor. You want to make an impact? Walk the sales floor. Utilize your whole team. Because the moment that your team see you being serious about what you do, they're going to ride for you. They're going to ride for you all day. All day. And like I said, when you got your team behind you, the more risk you can take. Simple as that. So with that being said, thank y'all for tapping in. It's your boy, Eagle Eye Miller. Till next time, raw and unscripted.